Welcome back. The Florida Forest Service is keeping a close eye on the weather conditions this weekend, which they say could be perfect for fueling brush fires. Despite hundreds of prescribed burns, fire mitigation specialists say there's still plenty of fuel on the grounds, some even left over from Hurricane Irma. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from East Sarasota County, where some of those prescribed burns were happening today. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Jacqueline, there was a burnout here at the Myakka River State Park today that was hard to miss, especially if you were driving on the highway around noon. 100,000 acres were approved by the Florida Forest Service for a prescribed burn. You can see it's still smoldering out here now this time of day, but this could be the last prescribed burn we see for a couple days, at least through the weekend, depending on how wind speeds change over Saturday and Sunday. Jake Casper spent Friday lighting fires for safety. The ranch foreman has to worry about nearly 1,600 cattle and a nearby neighborhood if a wildfire sparks inside Sarasota's High Hat Ranch.
We get piles of lightning fires here, to be honest with you. You know, this thing's 10,000 acres and half of it's woods is a problem.
The Florida Forest Service Myakka River District, which includes Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties, approves dozens of these prescribed burns this time of year. A map in their Bradenton office shows approved burns as blue dots, and the red dots mean wildfires.
These are our fires, and there's none on the board, which is a good thing.
But that could change this weekend as we welcome more dry conditions, according to ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Over the weekend, with the frontal boundary having passed by, we're going to see dew points begin to fall into the 30s. And as that happens, our relative humidity could fall down into the 35 percentile.
If winds pick up to 15 miles per hour like they did during last year's Rain Tree Fire in Northport, a fire could be hard to contain.
Our biggest concern is because we have all that fuel on the ground, that as things, start to dry out even more, then our danger goes up even higher.
Not to mention extra fuel this year thanks to Hurricane Irma.
Everyone thinks the debris from the hurricanes have been picked up because it's not in their yards anymore. And so, but in reality, it's out in the woods.
That's why people like Castor are burning the fuel now, which the cattle will appreciate when the new grass grows in.
It's like eating a overcooked steak. I mean, it's not good for nobody. I mean, it's like chewing on chew leather.
Fire restrictions every day, and even if the morning fire restriction say there are none, they want residents to keep a very close eye on it throughout the day because it could change by the minute with the changing wind speeds. You can follow the Florida Forest Service on Twitter and Facebook. Just search for FFS Myakka. Reporting at the Myakka River State Park, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. And they only do those prescribed burns when the weather conditions are just right. They don't, if we have too much wind, they're not going to even try it because then there's the potential for it to spread.
Right, exactly. Well, let's check in with meteorologist Steve Newman to see what a look at our first alert forecast for this weekend ahead.
It's going to be drier, and we just heard from John Scalzi that temperatures or dew points are going to go down into the 30s. Very dry air in place, and we're only getting the leading edge of it right now, mainly along the Atlantic coast of Florida as that drier, cool air blows in from the north. It hasn't reached across the state yet. These are 24-hour temperature change figures from this time yesterday, and minus 3 degrees cooler at Longboat Key, Siesta, 4 degrees cooler at Venice. Will probably be 10 degrees cooler by the time we get to 11 o'clock. We were at 11 o'clock the night before. Our high today, 82. We won't see that again for a while. Last night's low was 71. It's going to be 15 degrees cooler than that tonight. And if we take a look at the satellite image, we can see high clouds spreading across the state, thinning out as they go, but really nothing in the way of rain. If you're going out in the evening tonight, take a look. Temperatures cooling off into the 70s in the early evening hours, 60s by about midnight, but in the 50s overnight. Our complete weekend outlook coming up in just a few minutes.
Steve, thank you. The Venice Wildlife Center is asking those who are fishing to be extra cautious with their fishing line. Volunteers recently tried to rescue a great blue heron. The bird was wrapped up in fishing line and was stuck in a tree. Sadly, rescuers were unable to get to the bird in time and it died. The Wildlife Center hopes to use this as a reminder of why properly disposing of fishing line is very important.
Happening this weekend, half of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge will be shut down for the inaugural Skyway 10K. The iconic bridge, which covers 3 counties, will serve as the setting for the 6.2-mile course. 7,000 people have already signed up to be a part of this sold-out event. 100% of the proceeds will benefit the Armed Forces Families Foundation. The northbound lanes will be closed from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m., while the southbound lanes will remain open.
That run on the Skyway set for Sunday, but tomorrow is Pirates Fest with the Pittsburgh Pirates. The 12th annual event will be at Lecom Park in Bradenton before the Pirates take on the Phillies. Free player autographs, games, much more will be offered outside of the ballpark from 10 a.m. until 12:30. First pitch against the Phillies is later that day at 1:05. We'll be giving away a autographed jersey, and I'm going to try to throw out the first pitch. We'll see how that goes.
That one. Also happening tomorrow, a fun event at Nathan Benderson Park. The Sertoma Club's 3rd annual My Hometown Fest is tomorrow afternoon. The My Hometown Fest begins at noon and goes until 4 p.m. at Benderson Park. And the event features 30 restaurants, 40 craft beers, and live music. Food and drink tickets are $40 and just food tickets are $25. Kids under 12 are free. The money raised will help go to the Sertoma Kids Clinic.
The proceeds from My Hometown Fest will go to help the children in the area that have communication issues. Sertoma Kids is a clinic that allows speech and language therapy regardless of the family's ability to pay.
Sertoma stands for Service to Mankind. For additional information, you can find the link on our website at mysuncoast.com.
Venice is named the #1 safest city to retire in the United States. This is by SecurityChoice.com. That website claims more than 52% of Venice residents are 65 or older, making it a top retirement destination. And a crime rate of just 1.8%, Venice is also one of the top 40 lowest ranking cities for crime in the country. Security Choice lists 31 municipal parks, central downtown shopping, and affordable cost of living as the top reasons why Venice is a great place to retire. And apparently a lot of people are doing that.
And apparently a lot of people heading there for vacation as well, as Christopher Brantley told us in our newscast earlier.
Still to come tonight in your Suncoast News.
President Trump announcing the U.S. will impose tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. How this move could hurt the global economy and trade.
It's California Closet's lighting and accessories sales event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us swim! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
It's California Closet's lighting and accessories sales event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, does a selfie make your nose look big? According to new research, it does. With more, here's ABC's Tara Palmieri.
If you think a selfie makes your nose look big, hand the camera to a friend 5 feet away. Researchers say that the short distance from the camera causes a distortion of the face, which leads to a notable increase in the dimensions of the nose. In a poll, 42% of surgeons reported receiving requests for cosmetic procedures for improved selfies. A doctor did some calculations using a model of the head to see the extent of the distortion and found a selfie taken 12 inches away increases the nasal size by 30% in men and 29% in women. On the other hand, an image taken at 5 feet away results in no difference in perceived size. So a selfie shouldn't lead to a nose job. With this Medical Minute, I'm Tara Palmieri.
Well, good to know there. Steve Newman joins us now with the First Alert forecast. Steve?
Does this camera make my nose look big? I don't know. I don't think so. We did have a lot of clouds blowing in this afternoon across the Sun Coast, keeping temperatures really about 75, but quite a considerable amount cooler tonight. We're going to have drier air that's going to cause a major pattern shift over the weekend that you cannot help but notice. They're already noticing it along the Atlantic coast with temperatures several degrees cooler than we were this time yesterday. 77 at Tampa, 81 at Miami ahead of the front, but that front's going to even past them through the evening hours. Our Sun Coast temperatures at the beaches mid-70s, 79 at Arcadia, Punta Gorda, one of the warm spots with 80 degrees, Lake Placid 81. Currently at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, 75 degrees. The dew point down from near 70 degrees to 57. That's why it makes it feel drier. And we're going to have dew points, as John Scalzi mentioned earlier, going down into the 30s over the weekend, giving us a chance to cool off into the 40s, the real air temperature, by Sunday morning. We're not going to see temperatures like this for a while because of that change. 82 the high this afternoon. Last night's low 71. There are the averages and the records. It's been as cool as 30 in 1941. I don't think with our climate change that we're going to see temperatures like that on this date ever again. Now we do have a major blizzard, a nor'easter pummeling the northeastern states. ABC World News Tonight will have complete details on that. The cold front attached to it is passing through Florida. It was dry, maybe some showers out over the Atlantic and Gulf, but you can see the clouds associated with it are thinning out. And radar shows maybe some false echoes, maybe some rain not reaching the water out there. Now here is the radar look at that major storm swirling out here, bringing onshore winds, coastal flooding around the Boston area. Life-threatening flooding, according to the National Weather Service, is possible from this. A lot of snow, winter storm warnings in effect, and it's very windy with high wind warnings all the way down the Appalachian chain from this storm. We have fairly strong jet stream blowing across the country, and it's going to take this front bringing well-needed rain to California all the way across the country, reaching us by next Wednesday. It will bring a better chance of rain, maybe some fresher air to clear out this pollen that's causing a lot of us just misery with the pollen conditions and allergy conditions. And temperatures right now across the nation, not all that cool. 34 at New York City, 52 at Raleigh. Here are the weather headlines, what you need to know. Look for a major pattern shift that will bring us temperatures much cooler over the next several days and lows on Sunday morning in the upper 40s. Here's the futurecast showing that nor'easter moving out to the sea, the cold front moving deep into the tropics, and cooler air settling in over us with hardly any showers to speak of or any clouds to speak of. It's going to be clear right on through the weekend. It's a little rough on the water, 2 to 4 feet if you're going out boating, but the beach should be nice, but it should be a little breezy. Here's my forecast for tonight. With clear, starlit skies, low temperature 52, cooler than normal, but this cold front is not even going to cool the daytime highs to near normal. 76 is the high tomorrow with northeast winds 5 to 10. Should be a great day. Now look at this, the 7-day outlook showing that we do have temperatures remaining pretty much in the 70s. We're not going to get back up into the 80s like we've been all of February. And there's a chance of some strong storms. We're declaring a first alert possible day next Wednesday. That's our weather.
Okay, thank you so much, Steve. Time now to check your First Alert traffic for the drive home. Traffic is backed up on the Green Bridge in Manatee County between Bradenton and Palmetto, as well as some minor slowdowns on the DeSoto Bridge. So keep that in mind if you were heading throughout that area at this hour. Scott?
Thanks, Jacqueline. In Consumer News, President Trump announcing yesterday the U.S. will impose tariffs on steel and aluminum imports starting next week. He wants to see a 10% tariff for aluminum and a 25% tariff for steel. These new tariffs, which effectively tax every foreign shipment of the metals to the U.S., sparked a big drop in the Dow yesterday, losing more than 400 points, and another modest drop today. Asian markets also closing lower. U.S. companies are calling the move disappointing, as the tax could be passed along to consumers and manufacturers of products like soda, beer, cars, and building materials.
We've heard from a handful of companies speaking out against this. For example, Molson Coors, where we're unclear yet what it will specifically do to prices. They are saying that U.S. consumers would surely suffer.
Utah Republican and chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, Orrin Hatch, said the president should carefully consider all the implications. International reaction was also swift, allies like Canada saying they will take responsive measures. The tariffs likely to start next week.
Investors fear those tariffs could hurt the global economy and trade, as well as profits for U.S. exporters. Apple, the most valuable U.S. company, got 63% of its sales from outside of the country in the latest fiscal year. Senate Republicans, some fierce allies of the president, fear these tariffs could become a tax hike on the American people. Yesterday, shares of U.S. steelmakers surged on the tariff news, while shares of companies that use lots of steel fell, as did exporters.
Sales of new cars and trucks tailed off last month as automakers eased up on discounts. Sales fell 2% from last February to 1.3 million vehicle sales. Among major automakers, only Toyota, Subaru, and Volkswagen reported a gain. Consumers will likely see those discounts return during the spring and summer when tax returns arrive and more people have a little more money to shop for vehicles.
And JCPenney is once again cutting jobs in anticipation of a worse than forecasted year by Wall Street. Today, the retailer announced 360 jobs at stores and corporate headquarters will be cut. JCPenney already closed 140 stores and laid off 5,000 employees last year. With the news came a nearly 10% plunge of shares during early trading. The retail chain said it expects earnings and sales to be lower in 2018 than Wall Street analysts originally predicted.
Coming up in entertainment news, a preview of Sunday's Academy Awards.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Flooding is often an issue across the state and also here on the Suncoast.
We're going to tell you what Sarasota County officials are trying to do to help update the local flood plan. That's Monday morning on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
So now that a big ridge of high pressure is built in, what's it mean for the work week ahead? We'll talk about that in detail bright and early Monday.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
My name's Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you. My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you.
In entertainment news, it appears investing in booze has made rapper Jay-Z a very rich man this year. Forbes has listed him as the top-earning hip-hop artist of 2018, reporting the 48-year-old with a net worth of $900 million. The increase came mostly from the rising value of his interest in champagne and cognac brands. He has ownership stakes in Roc Nation and his Tidal music streaming service as well. Sean Diddy Combs also likes his liquor. He's second on the list with an estimated net worth of $825 million. Diddy's major investments include his tequila label as well as his stake in a vodka maker.
New details about the royal wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Today, Kensington Palace announced the couple has invited more than 2,600 people onto the grounds of Windsor Castle to share in their wedding festivities. Among those invited are local school children, charity workers, and members of the public. The invitees will be able to watch the arrivals of the bride and groom at St. George's Chapel, where the ceremony takes place on May 19th.
The 90th Annual Academy Awards now less than 48 hours away.
It's one of the biggest nights in Hollywood, and ABC's Marcy Gonzalez joins us from the red carpet with a preview.
The countdown is on for Hollywood's biggest night.
It's so surreal. I don't know how we got here.
The finale of an award season largely focused on the Me Too and Time's Up movements.
Good evening, ladies and remaining gentlemen.
But the producers of the 90th Annual Academy Awards say Sunday night will strike a different tone.
The producer of the Oscars has said that this is going to be a fun show, that it's going to focus on films, and that while there will be moments to reflect on more serious movements, that will not be the focus of the broadcast.
You clean that lab, you get out.
The Shape of Water in the spotlight this year with the most nominations at 13, a favorite in the Best Director and Best Picture categories.
The Shape of Water has a great chance of winning Best Picture, but it's not a lock.
The top acting categories are expected to be more predictable.
La La Land.
As the show's producers hope to avoid surprises like the infamous one last year.
Moonlight, Best Picture.
New safeguards are in place to make sure there are no envelope mix-ups again.
I think that the biggest safeguard there is that this company, PricewaterhouseCoopers, will literally have to go out of business if they do it a second time.
Though host Jimmy Kimmel, who's back for his second year, says he thinks it would be funny if it happened again. Not sure too many people here would agree with that, but speaking of, he says he wrote thousands of jokes for this year's show, and he's now trying to figure out which 30 or so will make the cut for Sunday night. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Hollywood.
You can watch the Oscars right here on ABC 7 on Sunday.
Beginning at 6:30, so it's a little earlier than it has in the past. They're going to have all the red carpet coverage, and then we start handing out awards.
Yeah, always a fun night.
We'll be right back with more news.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, March 3rd. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.